All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's stock market news update. My name is Mark Hodge, head coach at Rockwell Trading, and today I'm going to cover what's happening in the markets. It is Friday, November 5th, and of course, this video will tell you what you need to know, cover what you need to know in less than 15 minutes. So let's jump to the charts here. Let me go ahead and let's see where things ended yesterday. It was another impressive day for the S&P. Look at this. S&P 500 closing at new record highs again, 0.4% higher. Now the S&P is on a 6-day win streak, but the interesting thing or the impressive thing is there have been 5 consecutive record high closes. So quite a run for the S&P. Let's look at the NASDAQ too. The NASDAQ also on a nice win streak, 9 consecutive days closing higher, and just like the S&P, 5 consecutive days of record highs. Now, if we look at the Dow slowed down a little bit. Dow finishing slightly lower yesterday. You could almost say flat, down 0.1%, losing 33 points. Looks like we're off to another positive start this morning with futures pointing to a higher start. But just to see where we're at for the week before we approach the day. First week of November as we head into Friday, 1.6% higher in the S&P, Dow 0.9% higher, and the Nasdaq 3.1% higher. So super big run for the Nasdaq this week. And it doesn't look like it is ending, at least today, with futures pointing to a higher start. And why the higher start? Well, let's go over here and let's take a look at the economic calendar. And this morning we had the all important jobs report. So the jobs report looks at employment numbers from the previous month, in this case being October. And this is a big report, but this is what many traders focus on. The Fed keeps a close eye on jobs in this report in particular. We see that average hourly earnings came in line with expectations at 0.4%. This is something to watch. Prices getting out of line and just inflation here, but 0.4% higher was what was expected. Previously, it was up 0.6% here. Now, non-farm employment change, 531,000 jobs were added versus a 455,000 expectation. And previous month was 312,000. So we had a nice little run here, June, July, beginning of August, and then things started to look not so hot in September and October. So of course those are for the previous month, but it looks like jobs are looking better again. So that's positive. Unemployment rate dropping down a tick, 4.6% is the new unemployment rate. Forecast being 4.7% and the previous being 4.8. So solid, stronger than expected jobs report. And if we take a look at, let's say, the E-mini S&P, go to a 5-minute chart, we could see the reaction, right? So futures kind of sideways here, and then boom, 8:30 Eastern. That's when the report comes out. A positive reaction, even more to the upside here before pulling back, and now grinding higher as we approach the open. So looks like another positive start. And what's going to stop these markets? Gosh, I mean, this is the faster we move higher, the more I expect a bigger drop. Right? This can't go on forever. I don't think we're gonna just out of the blue drop 20% here, especially because traders were really open to the idea of tapering and what the Fed had to say. So they shook that news off quite well. And right now, traders liking the jobs report. So I don't think we're going to get this just huge crash or 20% drop, but 5% is welcome here. And what would 5% be here? Let's just see. So 5%, even with a 5% drop, that takes us back to about 44 or 57. That would be healthy in this run higher. 3 to 5% traders would shake that off, and it would be fun for the wheel. So I wouldn't mind that. Although today it doesn't look like that is the day. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Kathy Wood, and let's bring up her ARC Innovation Fund. ARC Innovation, it's actually kind of hanging in here, but she was just became the fund manager of the decade last year when she had this impressive run with her ARC Innovation Fund. Recently, she's had some tough times. So look at this. This was published on November 3rd. ARK invests, Kathy Wood buys more Zillow shares as they dive. And then just a day later, Kathy Wood sells big chunk of her Zillow stock after company exits the home buying business. Of course, she didn't know that that was going to happen, at least without insider information. She sold a big chunk of one of her top positions, and we could see what Zillow's doing. So Zillow having a rough couple of days, and she's had a tough time. Also, investing in Robinhood, that hasn't quite worked out. We'll see. But interesting to see the flip flopping of even a big fund here. Now let's take a look at some stocks that are on the move, and let's take a look at MRNA here. MRNA. Now, they had a big drop yesterday, down almost 18%, and that is continuing pre-market. So they did report weaker than expected quarterly numbers. They cut its COVID-19 sales forecast, but this is continuing here down to 241, another 15% as we approach the open here. So Moderna having a rough time. Now, if we look at Pfizer here. Pfizer, look at this. Pfizer up 10% pre-market. Now, they said that today that their oral COVID pill administered in combination with a widely used HIV drug actually cut the risk of hospitalization or death by 89% in high-risk adults who've been exposed to coronavirus. So this is just a nice jump. Traders loving this news, up about 12% at one point pre-market, at 10.5% approximately now. So big reaction. Traders loving it, and it's the second candidate of an antiviral pill behind Merck to demonstrate strong effectiveness for treating COVID at the first signs of illness. So this is positive for everybody, but definitely positive for Pfizer and Pfizer traders. So looking at a big jump here. Another one. This was a move yesterday. We'll see what happens today. Looks like a little bounce pre-market. Penn, they were hammered yesterday after issuing worse than expected quarterly results. So they reported adjusted EBITDAR, EBITDAR, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, and restructuring or rent costs of 480.3 million, and the street consensus was 537.8 million. So that was a miss. And the Penn management said that the third quarter for them was affected by Hurricane Ida and flare-ups of the COVID variant. So huge reaction. I mean, this opened a little bit lower, but just plummeted all day long, finished down 21%. Looks like we're getting a little bounce here, 4% higher pre-market. Another stock that just kind of took off during the day yesterday, opening a little bit higher and then just going crazy, getting up to $300 a share, closing at $298. Nvidia up 12%, up about 2% pre-market. Wells Fargo raised its price target on the stock to $320 from a previous suggestion of $245, citing a bullish outlook on the company's Omniverse. Analysts said we see NVIDIA Omniverse as a key enabler platform for the development of the metaverse across a wide range of vertical ops. So whatever that means, traders loved it, and a little follow through today. Let's take a look at pins. So pins up a little bit after hours. Now they were up about 6%. This is where, again, that weird PayPal news where PayPal was going to buy them, and then that was quickly denied. Interesting to see pins just bottoming out. So not even holding up at the levels that it was trading at before that news, and looking at lows not seen since 2020. up about 6% at one point, now just over 1%. And Pinterest, they reported an earnings and revenue beat. The social media company posted adjusted earnings of 28 cents per share on revenue of 633 million, and analysts were expecting 23 cents per share on 631 million. So a little better than expected, and a little positive reaction in pins, but uh, up a lot more yesterday compared to where we're at today. So it looks like we're off to a positive start, but it's just a crazy move here in pins. Now I have to talk about this one, Peloton, PTON, Peloton. Peloton cycling nowhere here, or actually one direction, and that is down. So Peloton, huge reaction overnight. Down 4% yesterday, so it started to look a little ugly yesterday. Down 35% here. So Peloton in extended trading, they're down after the exercise maker reported weakening sales growth and a wider than expected quarterly loss. They also cut its full year outlook because of softening demand, ongoing supply chain issues, and competition from other at-home fitness options. Now, this is something that Marcus and we've been concerned about for a while. This was just a huge pandemic winner. And we were looking at this and thinking, that it's going to be hard for this company to continue to see these numbers and results. There was the recall that also had an impact here, but we were concerned about competition, right? You have exercise makers that have been around for decades with significantly more history. And sure, this one caught on like wildfire, just took off. But we expected that competition to creep back, up, be an issue for Peloton. And then that doesn't even mention people going back to gyms, right? So Peloton not looking good pre-market. They're taking a big hit. And yeah, they're going to have a rough day today. Anyone holding Peloton is going to have a rough day. They reported a loss of $1.25 a share on revenue of 805 million. $1.07 per share was expected on revenue of 810 million. But that earnings beat, and it's the wording of forward looking, softening demand, cutting the full year outlook. And that's what we've seen. It's been a really strong earnings season, but that cutting outlook has been a huge concern for many traders, and when that happens, stocks have been hit pretty hard. So Peloton not doing good pre-market. Well, now they're only down 34%, but tough start to the day for Peloton. Let's take a look at Bitcoin while we're here, just to see what's going on with these crypto markets. So Bitcoin's still in this range here. So after making these highs, pulling back, now just finding the solid range, trying to see which way will break. No direction there. Ethereum, for reference, down a little bit today, still looking stronger than Bitcoin. Not quite in a real tight range there as Bitcoin, but it looks like Bitcoin traders are trying to figure out what's the next move. So as we approach the market, futures are pointing to a higher start. E-mini S&P up 0.4%, the Nasdaq and the Dow up 0.3%, 0.4%. So nice start to the trading day, being positive. We'll see if it holds up as we wrap up the last trading day of the week, but solid week overall. And so far, traders liking their. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize that my notes we're showing. I don't know when that happened, but my apologies. I might have been showing my notes for a while. Anyway, let's do this. That's going to do it for today's stock market update. My name is Mark Hodge. I hope, even though I was showing notes, and hopefully that was just towards the end, not all the way through the video, but I hope you like the stock market update. Hope you like that 200th episode where we gave away a ton of stuff yesterday. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Customer appreciation, or viewer appreciation, that is. Thank you for joining us. If you like this video, please give it a like. Have a great trading day. Have a profitable trading day. And we'll see you on Monday. But until then, happy trading, everybody.